And yes, we're live. Hey guys, how you doing? And had to kind of reboot stuff for my power plug, but that's okay. And I can retype in the margin here, definitely. So put CEL. You need to turn that down, please.
Why does my doors open?
No, it's the algorithm of the live stream that will kick you out. So, guys, just got that typed in, guys. Definitely. So, welcome on in. And so back here, guys, we got it kind of all set up back here, definitely. And so you guys can see that I got it kind of changed around. So it's the Celtic Gypsy Warriors. Joker's on duty, Joker's corner stage all set up. Definitely back here, guys. Just waiting on a tablecloth there, but also we have coffee lounge in this area too as well. And after Canada Day, guys, it's going to be the Dark Haunted Hunters Cabin chess games and that kind of stuff like that too as well. So a little warm. That's okay. They have to get cold. And that kind of stuff too as well. So of course I never get that much followers anymore on YouTube that much, but that's okay. I get like maybe, I guess Instagram so far I'm getting like one or two, but sometimes one, sometimes none. All depends. But the videos still get made. The main part is the video, not always the followers. Definitely. It's nice to see more and more people coming in to follow and into the chat area, but it's okay if we get like one, if I get one or two or next to none. I'm not worried about that. Kind of see some nights. Oh yes, some nights it can be very busy, and people pop in all the time. You get a bunch of people. I remember when MF first was going live. Oh yeah, he'd get a lot of people. Definitely, he'd get like 200 people a night on Facebook alone. Definitely. Totally from all over the place. So that's kind of awesome. Definitely. That kind of stuff. You don't know if she put any cayenne pepper in that, did she?
I don't know.
I'm just asking. She did. If she didn't, that's okay. Just put some in. Yeah, I always love my cayenne pepper. Definitely. Kind of ordered one of those fast deliveries today. Always my favorite. Getting stuff to go. So yeah, so there's more decorations going up, guys. Definitely. There's going to be a banner going across the top back there too, as well. Definitely. So again, guys, welcome to stage one, and that of Canada Day live from at home. Coffee lunch. I'm just drinking Coca-Cola, but kind of stage one is usually the lamest. The funnest is Canada Day itself when we're in stage 3 and 4. Definitely, everybody enjoys that one. Definitely the big party day, the big party night, and the big stand-up comedy night. Um, you guys are just waiting for that. I know. Watch everybody pile on in that night. Definitely, I'll have a whole laundry list of people that night. I'll be prepared for that. Definitely. You put mine in a bowl?
Well, it's on the plate.
Well, I don't have room for plates. And that. Are you forgetting I'm working with no table? I know I gotta make room for a freaking plate. There we go. Push that to the back. That's as far as back as I can go is to the wall. I hope my plate fits, I'll tell you. It'd be flopping all over the place. And so also too, guys, we got it kind of coming together quite good. Again, I got a banner going back up on the back wall back there, and just give me just the fork. Thank you.
And there is still more cabbage rolls in the fridge.
Okay, that's fine. That is fine.
Oh, you want a couple of rolls?
No, that's fine. And that's so. Yeah, wait till this cools down. I'll tell you, it's awesome. Not bad. I always love my cabbage rolls, guys. Definitely. Ooh. That is quite interesting. I can actually see it kind of steaming up a bit. Some good old classical Irish meals, I'll tell you. Cabbage rolls and potato wedges. So I just thought I'd do a YouTube since I made my appearance on Instagram. I'm trying to Instagram live now. It's good because I did a couple, went live a couple times there already. It's going quite good. See how tonight is. I may go live again on Instagram tonight, guys. But the odd night to go Beagle, but oh, I'd find a toothpick. Yeah, definitely. I didn't think I would find any toothpicks. Get my cabbage roll there. Make sure he doesn't fall off my plate. Not bad. Only thing is, we just can't have any sharp way to get pointy objects on here indefinitely. So we really can't use anything to really cut them with. Not bad. So, guys, welcome to stage one of Canada Day Live from at home, guys.
How is it?
Good. Not bad. So anyhow, guys, I've changed platforms. TikTok's not working at all. Definitely, they're just kicking people off for no reason and that kind of stuff like that. They got schizo. They're just shadow banning everybody for no reason, that kind of stuff like that. So I figured it's not worth keeping an app that isn't going to work. And I'm not, excuse me, I'm not going to constantly keep registering the same app over and over again every single day. Or every 2 seconds I want to go into it. It's just getting stupid. But because they keep changing this, they keep changing that. The people that own TikTok, they don't stick to their contract and what they write up, that kind of stuff with their community standards guidelines. So the people that own the app itself is violating their own contract. People are getting so frustrated, mad over it, they're leaving. They're actually leaving the app in general. They're going to other platforms that will come back to YouTube. But they're moving on to newer platforms that they may discover that's out there. That kind of stuff like that. So nobody's really wasting their time with TikTok anymore. Definitely. It's kind of going downhill a lot compared to how when it started. No, again, the fun of it, the enjoyment out of it, is gone out of it. Definitely, you're slowly going out of it. But yeah, so I just didn't sit back and enjoy the cabbage rolls. I haven't had these for a long, long time. Definitely. And what's with me, I like mine all nice and spicy too, as well. Oh yeah, sorry guys, I'm drinking a bottle of Coke. So technically, if TikTok just wants to throw people off for no reason, as people that ain't doing anything wrong and that kind of stuff like that, you know, um, they could just go take their app and honk on Bobo. I'll tell you. Along with your propaganda with it. Quite a way to put it. There's other better guys platforms that doesn't do that. That kind of stuff like that. So, and you don't have to keep registering it. But yeah, so actually, oh, I had the mild cabbage rolls before. They were also good, but I like mine spicy. The taste is better when it's all full of spices and that. Mm. Also, too, I got fruity. I got what tutti frutti gushers too as well. I always like those as well. I think I got a couple packages in my drawer and popcorn. Definitely. Um, so next month, guys, I think basically Big Way at the back. I think I think I'm gonna have the documentary going. Definitely, guys. I'm not sure how long it is, but I won't be able to image the screen, but you'll be able to hear it. And I'm always adding to the Kansas Day tree back there too as well. Getting it all dolled up. Adding again, getting a banner for the back there across the top. So I couldn't really that way. I don't have to use a Happy New Year. Um, bring out my Happy New Year signs, and I got probably some new Canadian flag stickers. My wife is going to buy two as well. That's been quite interesting. I'm not sure where to put the. Yes, I know I'm going to put those. I'm actually going to. You're going to go on the Joker's on duty clock. Definitely that you guys see that. I think I started something with everybody with big clocks. Well, that's okay. Now they're now they're doing live social medias with these big clocks. Even if they don't work, they're funny. Funny. I'm back in a minute, guys, and I'm back, and that was good, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm like second drawer down. See, I got juicy gushers. Definitely. Be good because they clean the teeth. Well, they actually stick the Welch's, but they stick to the teeth. But you can really taste the what you call the jelly in them, the dried up juice jelly. At least it still has the juice flavor to it. These take a while. I don't know why these take a while. They're so hard to open, but eventually we get them open. Oh, there we go. Have to fight with it. Definitely. At first, I thought my live stream tonight was going to for YouTube was going to freeze, like it did last night. And definitely. So we're kind of in luck. Just had to boost the power plug. Definitely. I have to do that from time to time. Everything freezes. I don't know. I did a live Instagram once tonight. Maybe I will do another live Instagram, or maybe I might take a break tonight and watch a movie or something like that. I don't know yet. Of course, I got to bed very late last night too, as well. So I'll probably take in a couple hours, probably a bit of an hour nap or whatever. Get up for a bit, do an Instagram live, and then go back to sleep. Or if I sleep all the way through, do an Instagram live tomorrow. Definitely. They didn't last long. Welch's Gushers, Welch's Jelly Gushers never do. especially when the Welch's. Same people that make grape juice. I have to hide the label on nowadays on social media. That's bad when it comes to that. Comes down to Coca-Cola because there's too many anti-Coca-Cola people out there nowadays. There's a big bad trend going around about Coca-Cola. I don't want to listen to. Definitely. But everybody's got their opinions. Totally. That 9/10 of 100% of it's not true. Definitely. But yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick live, guys. Definitely. So basically, everything's basically started. We're basically kind of what, well, if you want to call it part one, stage one on the roadway map to Canada Day, into Canada Day, into July 1st, 2021, and that. So that's quite awesome. And then the April second part, and then June is the third, which would be stage 3, and then the final stage 4 is July the 1st. So definitely, which is Canada Day. So that's the day, guys, where where it's going to be full open Jokers on duty, Jokers Corner, like I did last year. Depends on how the day and night goes too, as well. May have a mind of its own. Also, too, depends what type of spirits I'm in too, as well, for comedy and that kind of stuff too, as well. So, but I hope it fall. Of course, it falls itself into place like it did last year. Definitely, we never know which way Canada Day if it goes, how the night's going to go. Definitely, usually it does go a pretty good comical direction, that kind of stuff like that. Especially when it's the crazy, silly Jokers on duty, Jokers Corner. Definitely happy hour, that kind of stuff like that too, as well. So we have a few coffee lounges. So technically the coffee table is moved back over to this corner. Definitely. So we'll tilt the camera for that when we do the coffee lounge area and that kind of stuff like that too, as well. So a couple of our shows we got right here is the coffee lounge too, as well, on the Celtic Gypsy Warriors live Jokers on duty stage, that kind of stuff like that too, as well. So I got a little bit room to actually walk here, definitely, to actually stand up and that kind of stuff like that on camera. Where before it was too crammed in. But when Canada Day guys come, when Canada Day comes, when we do the July 1st Jokers on duty, Jokers Corner, this chair here for the final Canada Day party show on July the 1st, will not be here to sit down in. Now, I said that last year, and I still put it somewhere, so I can wheel it. So I wheel the office chair on instead of I wanted to sit down. But normally, yes, it's going to be a stand-up kind of. Traditionally, it is a stand-up kind of show, that kind of stuff like that too, as well. So, and this is one again. This is one of the biggest ones between this one and Halloween. This one, Halloween and New Year's, is the biggest ones I've ever done. Definitely on social media, for Celtic Gypsy Warriors, and that kind of stuff like that. Now, last year, if I had not if I had made it to midnight, and then get drunk and passed out before the CNN actually ball drop and that kind of stuff like that, or before they even went on the air, I was off the air. I missed them with a 3-tooth comb. Definitely because I had fallen asleep before they even started. No shindig for the night. Definitely. So I missed I missed the New Year's Eve scene in last year, this last year that passed, and I never do miss it. I never do miss a year of it. Totally. Um, maybe next year I'll be able to stay. Maybe next year I'll be able to stay up and watch it from start to beginning like I normally do, or start beginning to end like I normally do most years. And that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning on in. This is tonight. Tonight on YouTube, it's just kind of a quickie tonight. But yeah, they sometimes they do. It depends again. Depends. They get longer and that kind of stuff like that too as well. As we get closer to Canada Day, they get longer and longer and longer. So it kind of goes into kind of a big thing. Goes into its own. Has a mind of its own. Takes over its own kind of. Its own content, like you see, it starts coming out on its own. Definitely. And that's the way I usually do it. Do these kind of shows on live social media, is let it kind of let it run its own course, that kind of stuff. Like that, so go which direction it wants to go on its own. Definitely. So that way, basically, it kind of spiritually can get comical and that kind of stuff like that too as well. Still, yeah, more decorating to do, that kind of stuff like that too, and I'm still not done at the back yet. The lighting is all set up. The sound effects is programmed and set and ready to go. I just got to work on putting a big wall banner across the back, definitely, and that kind of stuff like that. So the lights are working, definitely, at the back. The orange set and the color set, definitely. So, guys, it's going to look kind of it's going to be kind of, again, get kind of colorful and bright in here. Definitely. Be just like, it'll just be like when I was growing up and when I was back in the 1980s, when I was born and growing up in the 1990s, we had those light brights. I tell you, so colorful. So that'll be quite. So that's going to be quite interesting. So again, everything's digitally computerly and digitally done. So. Same with the lighting and that kind of stuff like that. So it's gone digital, definitely. Digital audio, that kind of stuff like that. So that's the type of generation we're in today, definitely. But yeah, so you guys are gonna get, if you guys want to watch the Canada Day shows I did from last summer, from last year's July the 1st. Every stage to stage 4 is on my YouTube channel here. You can go back and watch those videos, so you can see what last year's was like. And I even go back and I watch them, and that kind of stuff to see how I can make it different this year. So totally, it is looking very different this year than it did last year. Definitely. That kind of stuff like that. So it is on, basically it's on the ball and that kind of stuff like that this year. And so it is. So instead of last year, we had a digital fireworks video that we showed in the live stream. This year, it's all done by digital lighting and sound effects. So that's going to be quite interesting. Following the same routine, but different. The layout this year is totally different. Last year I did not have things set up like this year. If you watch last year's video, you've seen how it was set up. This year's totally set up, totally different. Um, definitely, I didn't have this thing last year. Definitely, I didn't have this idea last year. Um, the flag draped over a white blanket over the couch. I didn't have that idea last year. Definitely. Um, so I don't think even last year you even seen the couch. I don't think we had it in the video last year. We got it in the video this year. Definitely. Um, and even last year, I don't think you remember. You seen the one flag last year. We were over in that corner, so everybody knows where we. Where's my finger? Where's my finger? Yeah, we were over in this corner last year, and right over in that corner. So the couch was kind of um, out of the picture somehow. And when I was doing the trivia, doing the comedy movie trivia game cards, definitely. And we had the scarecrow here answering the questions. My wife did the voice of her, but the scarecrow. But this year, uh, last year I think yes, last year we only had the scarecrow, and we had. Did we have Pringles Pete last year? Do I remember? Yes, we had the voice of Pringles Pete. This year we're gonna bring him back out in kind of a human format. Um, the way he started with Haunted Hunter's Cabin. Um, before he became a ghost in Haunted Hunter's Cabin, which starts after Canada Day. So he goes back into being a ghost after Canada Day, but a ghost character. But yeah, he comes out for Canada Day, definitely. Um, so is Felicia. She's going to be out for Canada Day too, as well. Um, sorry, on here for Canada Day. So that's going to be quite interesting. And I know everybody on YouTube loves Felicia. I didn't have any issues last year with people on YouTube getting rude with, and I'm grateful. Thanks for that, guys. Getting rude with Felicia. A lot of people on YouTube were very respectful. It was TikTok when when I brought Felicia, I came out as Felicia on TikTok. Um, People definitely got rude on there, big time. I tell you. Um, oh, they didn't like it. um, Definitely. So YouTube always goes well. I've never had any issues with YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. It's just TikTok. It's got to be the toxic app ever on the internet. Um, that's a total troll hangout joint. Like there's good people on there, and then 9/10 of them are just all cyber bullies and trolls, and ogres, if you want to put it that way, and full of hamster, guinea pig, groundhog cults. Definitely, that's another thing I had to mention. Definitely. But yeah, so it's coming along. So just by looking at the back, guys, it is looking like it's coming along pretty good. This is just a quickie video. It took me a while to get it working, so that's why I'm not going to go too long. But sometimes I do go quite long. Definitely, everything's coming together at the back. I still have more Canada Day decorations that I have to go that I have to buy up. Definitely. I used to put no. I didn't think about it last year. I didn't want to. I was debating last year if I was going to put red and white balloons up, but no, they inflate too easily. Um, you can blow them up and decorate for the whole entire month until we get to Canada, and then finally when we get into Canada, guess what? They go. Then they're flying around the room in pieces, or they go kabang, kapop. Just because of the temperature change in the building, definitely. um, yeah. Or they deflate down to not to little tiny balloons again, definitely. Um, to the way you bought them, and then you find there's a little air hole in them. Definitely, little tiniest things you don't ever see. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning on in, and it's good to see we got one person watching and that kind of stuff like that. So you guys can catch me again tomorrow. Feel free to follow me on Instagram as well at Gypsy Rover T Plane, guys. And that's where I go live more so nowadays. Again, I'm like everybody else. Again, because the fact TikTok's not working. 1 minute it works, the next minute it doesn't work, and then you're constantly registering your stuff all over again. It's getting annoying. Or they're kicking you out for no reason. They're shadow banning, people getting shadow banned for no reason, that kind of stuff like that. They're getting booted out for no reason. Us people ain't doing anything wrong or whatever. We're not violating any guidelines, but they say we are, but we're not. They're just gone schizo in the head than anything. Again, the bullies on there are getting very bad. The trolls on there are getting too toxic and bad on there. Definitely, like they're stealing people's accounts, they're stealing people's profile pictures, they're exposing them in their public videos publicly. They're literally slandering, they're defamation a character thing. Definitely, people on there don't seem to give a shit what they're doing. They don't care. Um, they're just attacking every innocent person on there like crazy. Um, Especially people with disabilities, because they don't like the look of them or whatever, or they don't like the fact that they have a speech impediment, that kind of stuff like that, and they're getting to a very stage where they're getting very threatening and that kind of stuff to people's families and getting to the point they're threatening children on there, everything. But yet the owner, Gary V, that owns TikTok, gets all these complaints from us, and he don't do shit about it. He lets this shit go on. So he's not policing his app like he's supposed to be. He's more of the problem than he is the solution, if you really look at it. And he really deserves to lose his app in generally. Oracle should be losing their app generally right off the internet to begin with if they can't keep it under control. They can't police it. They can't monitor it. Their product don't need to be on here. Definitely. If they can't keep it under control, Gary Vee can't keep his app under control. He needs to lose it. He needs to be shut down. Bottom line, because when you own these apps, like even Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook is learning his lesson. Definitely. Look how it took them, like I was listening on the news on how many times that guy got sued before he actually started waking up and smelling the coffee or the roses, and learning how to police his own app and run his own app, because there was a couple of times he was on the verge of losing his app permanently. I remember hearing that in some of his documentaries, some of the earlier years before these time when he first started Facebook, when he was the first founder of it. He was in those talk shows, he was in those documentaries where he was interviewed, and he was questioned by the general public. And so he kind of he did a what you call a major wake up. He got one of those major wake up calls, and they told him that he had to start keeping keeping law and order on his own app, or he was going to lose it. But yeah, you have TikTok today, and their office get flooded with all these complaints from us Because people like me have been reporting these trolls like we're supposed to, and the TikTok replies back and says they're not violating anything, and they are, and the ones that are doing the violation are not getting kicked off. It's us innocent bystanders that ain't doing anything wrong. That they're shadow banning our accounts, and they're literally screwing us around. So definitely, so we've got so fed up with it, with the thing working, or always being shut off for no reason, that kind of stuff like that. So we're not going to keep an app. We're not going to belong to an app that's all of a sudden is going to have that kind of a reputation. So basically, we're going back to old platforms like YouTube here, Instagram, stuff we know that works, that guaranteed to work, and they monitor them properly, and they know basically who's doing what and who's not doing anything wrong, type thing, the way it should be. Now the odd time I do go on Bigo. Now Bigo is very, very strict. They really watch everybody. Like, so they're doing their job. Instagram is doing their job. Facebook is now starting to smarten up. TikTok, it's way out of control. It is totally way out of control. It is too toxic. It is getting too violent. All the fun stuff that attracted us to begin with to go to TikTok, and why we joined TikTok. It's no fun no more. Definitely, it's not enjoyable to watch anymore. We're losing interest in it, because what got my attention when I first joined it in 2015, everybody was getting along. Everybody was up singing, dancing, singing their favorite rock and roll tune or whatever for 60 minutes, for 60 seconds or 15 seconds. It was all going the way it started. It was all going good, like everyday performing arts theater, musical theater arts, so what it was really meant for. People were liking each other. They were like, they started out being wonderful people. It was a safe place for ages 12 into an adult. But now, ever since after 2016, it's becoming so racist, hateful. People are backstabbing everybody. They're accusing people they don't even know. That they're stealing their videos, they're stealing their profile pictures. They're slandering them in their public videos. They're slandering your accounts and name and everything. They're hacking for your original name, your location. They're stealing your pictures, and they're actually publicly slandering and exposing you illegally in public, and third partying you publicly in their public videos, saying you're doing this, you're doing that, when you're not doing a thing, and they don't even know you from a fucking hole in the ground. And these people are like across the fucking world in like England or wherever. Or even down here in the United States, even, or in the Tennessee area. They're just because they don't like the look of you, or if they see someone has a physical or mental disability, they use their weakness to attack them with. That is totally wrong. Totally. They're starting to do the same thing. Is they're blackmailing. There's people on there that are bullying and trolling and blackmailing the LGBTQ community and the trans community. It is so wrong to see that. But there's trolls on there that they're doing that, and they're doing the same thing with their accounts. They're pulling, they're literally stealing their private TikTok accounts. They're stealing their photos. They're stealing their name, everything else like that, and they're exposing them publicly. And they're literally defamation charactering them, blackmailing people, and literally slandering people in public videos. that are innocent bystanders, that are like myself, innocent bystanders, are not doing anything wrong. On there, we just keep it to ourselves, doing our own thing. But they are hacking and they're using stealing people's accounts, and they're getting into people's accounts and writing rude stuff, making up accounts under your account's name and your profile picture to make you look bad. So they're literally people on there are literally blackmailing people in general, and getting away with it. It's called a bullying trend. It is a hacking trend that's going on. And TikTok gets and us people see this. We do report it. We quietly report it. They write back, and they allow that activity to go on. They don't do anything about it. They don't pull the videos down. Nothing. But because we are smart enough to go report it, we lose what it does is it harms and jeopardizes our accounts, not theirs. So it attacks our accounts. That is totally wrong. And we're the ones just trying to protect ourselves, protect our own accounts, and protect our own family safety, and other people doing the same with their accounts. So people are up and left it, definitely. Again, Gary V is not keeping law and order on his own app. He's with Oracle Radio in Los Angeles, California. The people that bought it from ByteDance. That's why I said when ByteDance in China had it, it was a wonderful app. It was well monitored. It was well policed. It didn't have all these issues. All these issues started back in 2016 when it sold over 2017. Just after 2017, so about 2018, all this, since Oracle bought it over, all this shit started on there, and that kind of stuff like that. It even got worse with this pandemic. All people want to do on there is start war. That's all they're about. That's all they're about up here, is starting a violent war. They're not using the app for the way it was designed for performing in arts and entertainment. That is all dying out of it. People are going on there and they're slandering everybody. Innocent bystanders, anybody that's doing, that is peaceful, positive people like myself. They're just going on there. They're randomly going through people's publicly looking at people's profiles and stealing their profiles, and they're screenshotting them, and you wake up and they're on there slandering people, and the app owners don't do anything about it. We report it, we see it, we report it. Nothing ever gets done about it. Nothing ever gets done with these accounts. Or when you're on your way to go live, they come in and you catch them right in the act. They come on there and saying, they come out with rude comments on your screen, and you're not doing anything wrong, and they're saying, you're being suspended for in the next 2 days for commercial for violating commercial community standard guidelines, when you're not doing a thing. You're not doing anything wrong. It is, and if you catch them in the act and you do the right thing, you block them and you delete them from your list, like you do, and you remove them from your list. They get pissed off and they come back. They literally sneak behind your account, and they start stealing your accounts. They start hacking, and they literally start shutting you off. And they publicly expose you and literally slander you. Definitely, that's how bad they're getting. Now with the other platforms, when you can't do that with, they can't do that with. But also too, but they will screenshot other platforms and everything else like that, and they will totally these little motherfuckers. They will literally blackmail you. Literally, That's how bad TikTok is. This is why TikTok needs to be removed from the internet ASAP immediately. It is too dangerous. It's too toxic. The fun, the enjoyment, the entertainment out of it is gone out of it totally. There's people with severe disabilities that are on that app that are being attacked every single day by these trolls. Definitely. It is getting so friggin' bad. They need to remove it right from, like, totally discontinue TikTok and generally from the internet. That kind of stuff like that. If it is going to be that out of control, if the owners cannot be like Beagle and police it and keep it under control 24 hours a day, or have a proper security to control it or police it 24 hours a day, it don't need to be on the internet, because what's happening, it is just taking up space, and innocent bystanders like myself have been shadow banned for no reason. That we pay money. When we pay for our internet service, we pay to use these platforms. Definitely. So our internet company takes money from us to use these platforms. And then we got to put up with that. No, we're not getting our money's worth. Definitely, we're not. We're being ripped off more so than anything. Totally. But yeah.
How was it?
Good. But yeah, so that's a positive way I can put it. And definitely so. But yeah, if people on there are not gonna respect the app, then it don't need to be on the internet. It needs to be removed immediately. And if Gary Vee cannot keep his company or app under control, he shouldn't be on the internet either. He needs to be literally removed. I don't care if he gets sued at this point, because he's violating his own contract of community guidelines and standards that he's so-called claiming that we're all breaking, and we're not breaking. That he's breaking himself and violating himself, because he's the owner of TikTok, so he's the one that bought the shit show from China, in generally to begin with. But when China owned it, yeah, it was running great. They had their mods, they had their mentors, they were running everything. People were enjoying it. They were up singing, dancing. They were singing to their favorite artist and that kind of stuff like that. Their favorite comedy shows, that kind of stuff like that. But now all we see now is we're seeing videos of police officers beating on South African people, Jamaican people, literally, violently murdering them. Definitely, we don't need to see that kind of stuff on no social media. We see enough of that on the news. We don't need people on everyday people that are getting on TikTok and stealing from CNN, screenshotting CNN and republicating it and reposting it all over fucking TikTok, or all over fucking Facebook. We don't need that. That's not what social media is about. That's what we're getting sick of. Definitely. They're doing the same way with our premier, Doug Ford. They're stealing his videos that he does on Facebook. And they're literally reposting and republishing his shit all over TikTok, to what you call, to a harassment point of view, probably at his end. I don't know if he's seeing them, with using literally bullying, harassment audio, that kind of stuff like that. They're doing it every time a news report goes across CNN. They're like literally there with their iPhones, scanning the CNN channel. Every time something goes across the news that the government's doing, boom, they're reposting and republicating on TikTok. And I always thought that was illegal copyright theft infringement. Definitely. But there's TikTok accounts that are doing that crap on TikTok, and they're not licensed. A lot of people on there are not licensed media people. They're just everyday people that just downloads the app and uses it. It definitely. But that's where they're publicly, or they're doing it for clout, or they're doing it to publicly slander people in general, or blackmail people in general. It is. I'm getting sick of that. That's why I got that. That's why I said that's where TikTok is going downhill too much, and this is where the people that own TikTok needs to really be checking, really be monitoring a lot of that activity, and getting these people off, the right people off there. That they should be getting off there, and the people that ain't doing anything wrong, we should have been left alone because we're not doing anything wrong. But there is people on there, they're doing all this, definitely. They're literally stealing from Checks TV 12. Every time they air, they know what time they're airing on the news, and they're literally stealing. They are literally stealing from licensed media channels. Definitely, like CTV, that kind of stuff. Right? Now, the one guy, that was fine because he was on CTV. He was interviewed for his drag queen shows. That's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when it comes down to what was going on in the States, that kind of stuff like that with the illegal protests, and people walking down the street, filming these police officers pounding the shit out of a colored person, or a 10-year-old kid. We don't need to see that shit all over TikTok. We see enough of it on the news. It's fine if we have to see that on the news because the news does a news report on that. It's not for these everyday people to be running around with their iPhones and reposting and republicating that. Definitely. That behavior shouldn't be allowed on any platform, on any social media at all. Because they're in validation of stolen value information. Definitely, when they don't work for a licensed news company or news station, to actually steal their footage off the TV like that and and slander it all over TikTok. Same what they do with our premier. They're doing it with Justin Trudeau. And these TikTok accounts, it really shows the ones that are doing it. It shows their TikTok accounts right there, their names. Once you get their TikTok name accounts, boom, you can get a hold of the TikTok offices, and they will release the real names, because when they registered for TikTok, they have to register all these apps by their real name on top of their username. So they will have their proper information and a proper address, because you got to fill all that shit out, or you won't get on the platform. Definitely, and you have to agree to their terms of conditions, that kind of stuff like that. So you have to fill out personal information before you can actually go live, or even get on these live social media platforms. And definitely, so that kind of stuff like that too as well. So once you have their TikTok names, I deleted my TikTok app because I'm getting so pissed off at what I'm seeing, and definitely, and my camera's not working, or my account's never working, or my account's getting ripped off because people are hacking it. That's the only reason why I had to keep reopening up new accounts, was because people kept hacking my accounts, kept stealing from me. Definitely. And it says, well, put in your mobile phone number so you secure your account. I can't put in my mobile phone number because my mobile phone number is no longer in service. because I put it out of service for a reason, because of I was getting too many prank calls, harassing prank phone calls, and so I had put my cell phone mobile out of service on my own free will. So basically, I'm only running it off of my Wi-Fi, which is not connected to my iPhone. It is actually connected to my satellite dish, to my satellite TV, and through my base home phone. That kind of stuff like that. So this is why, this is why my, even when I go and do my TikTok live streams, my mobile phone number will not work no more. It hasn't worked for 5 years. It's still my number, yes, but it just has I've had it disconnected, because people were phoning, pranking, and phoning, leaving the line open, or phoning, making threatening phone calls, because all your phone numbers are not private numbers. And I couldn't afford to pay for a private number, but any of your numbers are not considered private numbers. They all hit the phone books. Definitely. That's just the way society is. So, it's easier to search Canada for water. Boom, bang. I'm right there in the freaking phone book. Definitely. Everything down to your home number, to your cell phone number, unless you're willing to pay $90 to have an unlisted phone number, like on how smart my mother was before she died. She had an unlisted number. That kind of stuff like that. So, but yes, but my wife don't want unlisted phone numbers because they get expensive, because you have to pay for them. They won't offer it to you. You have to request it, and you have to pay for them. Definitely. They're not free like a phone book publication would be. Definitely. Or included with your phone payments. Definitely. Sorry to put easier way to put it. That will automatically go to a public listings. And then, anyways, because it's just, once you pay into a base phone or a cell phone, your number goes public if you like it or not. Definitely. And until you request them that you want a private number, then you have to pay for that private number alone. Definitely. For the guarantee that it is unlisted. Definitely. We can't afford to have a bunch of unlisted phone numbers. Definitely. That kind of stuff like that. So just kind of putting that in a polite way on that one. But yeah, that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, so like I said, so basically, guys, this is why, if you guys see a lot of us half decent people that we're really enjoying ourselves on TikTok, our everyday innocent bystanders, we're just so pissed off we left. We freaking left. We've had it. We've had it with the app. We don't want nothing to do with it. I thought I'd give it a second chance, but no, camera keeps going out. They keep shutting us off, for no reason. They keep shadow banning us, and we're not doing anything wrong. We're just getting so pissed off with the bullshit of it now. Definitely, we don't want nothing to do with an app like that. Definitely. They can go shove it. Gary Vee can go shove his TikTok up his fucking ass. Basically, that's our attitude right now. Because he's the owner of TikTok, of Oracle TikTok, the guy that bought the friggin' thing over. And I think he made the worst mistake ever. Definitely, if you want my opinion on it, of course nobody ever wants my opinion, anyways. But yeah, it was good up. It was good up to these days, I'll tell you. Back in 2015, Yeah, it was really good. We didn't. There was not a single problem on there when it first started, and when it was owned by China ByteDance Radio. You know, it was working just like these other ads. It was working, no problem whatsoever. There was no issues. There was no problems. People weren't bullying. They weren't, they weren't getting racist with people. There was no hatred. Everybody was getting along with everybody on there. They were accepting everybody. It's just ever since all this shit started in 2016 with the United States is when it all started getting out of hand. And ever since then, it grew into a big trend. Even up to this pandemic, things have gotten so worse. Definitely with that app. Definitely. So, like I said, it is the enjoyment of it is gone out of it. The entertainment out of it is gone. Definitely, it is not there no more. Like it should be. It still is a little bit, but it's not bringing people in like it used to. Definitely, people are not enjoying it anymore. Definitely. It is people getting pissed off with it because every time we go live on TikTok, we're shadow banned for so stupid reasons, and we're not doing anything wrong. Definitely, it is the app itself that's going to. It's the people that own the app, that bought the app, like Gary V and his crew, that bought the app, that works up at TikTok. It's gone fucking mental in the head. Honestly, I can tell you that. Totally. Because he's allowing stuff to happen on there. He is allowing people to be on unsafe situations on there. Definitely. That kind of stuff like that. And there's been a bunch of TikTokers on there ready to sue the TikTok company right now. There is guys in the States right now that are ready to show up at the international TikTok office and literally show up in Gary's face and slam him with a court order. They were mentioning that they're in their videos. And definitely, literally suing TikTok itself. Because of how out of control that app is, and how unsafe it's become for people with disabilities, for people of different cultures, or people of nationalities, or people, or even for the LGBTQ community, and even for the trans community that is on there. It is people are being attacked for no reason. It's out of control, totally out of control. It is just the entertainment's not there, the dancing around. A lot of people are not doing anymore. They want the app so they can go on and they can fight with everybody. That's all it is about. There's one old lady, she's an elderly lady. She's getting on there. She's literally having problems with haters and trolls on there. I just scroll past because I don't want to listen to it. She's yelling, she's swearing, she's cursing, she's getting violent. I don't see anybody kicking her off. I don't see TikTok suspending her account, and that is a reason to suspend somebody's account. She is violating community standards and guidelines right there, because she's getting violent back at the bullies and that on there, because you can hear her, because she's doing the videos. And when I'm scrolling to the videos and want to watch a good TikTok video, they're not good anymore. They're all full of hate. They're all politics. But a bunch of police officers pounding on a black person, white police officers on top of a black person, pounding them, getting violent with them. That's all TikTok is becoming about. Is hate, violence, and racism. It is totally getting bad. Definitely. And I've told all my friends here, if it's going to be like that, get yourself off there. Get yourself off there immediately. Definitely do away with it. Garbage it. It's not worth being on. Definitely. Because there's other better platforms, like YouTube here, Instagram, where I see more joy, I see more happiness, the way TikTok used to be. It's different if there's the news stations has their own news coverages on there. But again, with Instagram, you don't see people stealing stuff from their work like you do on TikTok. Definitely. It is really, and on top of that, it's good to see that. Yes, I am so happy and glad to see that we see the good police officers from the bad ones. We do see the good ones on there, being there for a purpose, and they're really watching their live streams. And a couple of them have experience of being shadow banned for no reason either, being accused of violating community guidelines. I'm not doing anything, and they've had people into their live stream. Or their chat live stream and mouthing off at them too and threatening them as well. The same haters that attacked me. So, like I said, or other people. That kind of stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these good police officers doesn't turn around and go and sue the company of TikTok itself, and remove them from the internet, because all they have to do is, radio into their chief of police, and guess what? TikTok's gone off the internet permanently. It's canceled. The actual app will be canceled out and be court ordered to be taken down, because it's getting to the point. It's bad enough. It's going to be declared a not safe platform for nobody. Definitely. They're going to encourage people, or any good people like myself, to go to other platforms. Definitely. Because you're gonna get to the point they're just gonna rip it right off the internet. And I think that's what needs to happen. I think personally that's what needs to happen. That's if Gary Vee can't keep his app under control, or Oracle, where he works, that he's in with, cannot keep stuff under control like that, or the app under control, and keep law and order on that app, then it's going to affect the whole entire internet community. It does not need to be on here. That app needs to be taken right down immediately and removed. Definitely. Until people can start respecting it, and using it for what it was really built and designed for, which originally was a performing and arts musical theater app, meaning it was for singing and dancing only. For musicians to get on there, or people becoming new musicians to share their talents. For people to, if they want to get up, take a break from everyday life and go on there, enjoy, entertain themselves, entertain their families, sing and dance around, that kind of stuff like that. Like an air band style, or lip sync to their favorite musical artist, that kind of stuff like that. That's what originally it was designed for, or movie theater cosplays. Definitely stuff to do with the performing and theater arts. Like you would go into a live theater, what you call a theater hall, cathedral. Can't say cathedral. What was it I'm looking for? Theater Guild. There it is. Like going into some place like what Peterborough has, where I grew up, like Showplace, or down here like in Owen Sound, the Roxy Theater. Those places put that on there to teach people about live theater, performing, and arts, not for fucking politics. Not for people to start, bullying or harassing people or blackmailing people with. That's not what that was for. That's not what the purpose of it was for. But then these people have come along and they've ruined a perfectly good educational app that was teaching people about, or even if the kids that might be still in high school or whatever, coming out of high school, teaching them about live performance theater arts, or how to become an actor, or how, or to what you call to meet and greet by social media with real live celebrities. to help mentor them into the Hollywood community, or integrate them into the Hollywood community if that is their goal in life after high school. That's what that ad was originally meant for, not for all this other shit that I'm seeing. Definitely, that is the only reason why it was developed. It wasn't for it wasn't for all this Nazi bullshit going on that we see in the world today. Definitely, it was never meant to be about that. Definitely, like people are making it out to be, or they're taking advantage. They're taking advantage of that social media platform, especially when they know there's kids on that platform. Now, my shows, I put at 18 plus or 19 because the odd time I love have my alcohol. But I never say that. I never said that the kids could never watch my live streams. I just said make sure that you're accompanied by an adult while watching, on your computer with your parents, that kind of stuff. Where somebody who's an 18-year-old adult, 19-year-old adult, just because I may do some pub shows or whatever. What I mean by pub shows, you might see me having a few drinks on there, but that is about it because it does allow that. But because adults like to have their party hour and that kind of stuff like that, so the kids are going to come in and watch. Just make sure they're accompanied by an adult if they're under 19. That's all. Or if I'm doing the live haunted hunter's cabin for Halloween for the adults, I'm not saying kids cannot come in that are on there and come in and watch, but make sure they're accompanied by an adult so they don't get frightened. Because some of the haunted houses, when I do a live haunted house on social media, something like Hunter's Cabin, yes, it is an 18 plus legend to begin with. I know it frightened me at 10 years of age. It wasn't supposed to be told to me under 18 when I was under 18 years of age, when I was 10 years of age, but it was at summer camp. And trust me, it scared the shit right out of me, I tell you. Definitely. But it really did. It spooked me out really badly. But we had adult counselors around, so definitely we were supervised by adult counselors. And definitely while the story was being told. Definitely. And putting it into replication, that's why I break it down and try not to make it too scary, but put a little bit more of that's why I use a lot of musical, what you call music, material to it. And definitely so that way it gets the Halloween fright, but it doesn't get too frightening. But still, in a way, Hunter's Cabin is a very frightening paranormal ghost legend. Definitely. Today it's told around many campfires, a lot of kids' summer camps and that kind of stuff like that. But they're always supervised by, when a story is told, they're always have to be supervised by adult counselors and that kind of stuff like that. While the legend's being told, or it's being, or somebody like me that's reacting it out on social media. And definitely, so turning my own home into a haunted house and that kind of stuff like that. So sharing my old camp stories or my old camp adventures and that kind of stuff like that, which is okay, which a lot of people do. So it may encourage or educate other people about the supernatural, or the paranormal community, or the paranormal world that does really exist. Just sharing a little bit, some of our close encounters, how it became part of us, that kind of stuff like that. So that's why I do those shows. But I never ever said that the kids could not come in and not watch. I'm just saying that make sure if it is like if it's when we're into like the Haunted Hunter's Cabin challenge games, or some of the props I might have in my live streams, maybe 18 plus props or whatever, replicacies for horror movies and that kind of stuff. Because I am a horror movie fan, and that. and that. But all I ask is to say, yeah, they're welcome to come in and watch. Just make sure that they're accompanied by an adult when it's like Halloween time or whatever, and the shows start getting very spooky. That kind of stuff. But I've never ever I've noticed them. They've come in and watch. I've never ever turned them away, ever. From watching my live streams. But there is people rudely that make a big bullying trend out of it. Totally. And they don't realize that that they're on a mixed app from ages 12 to one adult. So yes, they're on one of those apps where there is children on those apps, definitely. So yes, they are going to get children accounts going in to watch their live streams because they go live. They're going live publicly, and definitely. So if they're TikTok holders, and a little child happens to wander in to watch their live streams, it is considered cyberbullying to order them out of your live stream. Definitely. In a way, TikTok that owns it, yes, they can turn around and say that, or that 12-year-old can go back and say, well, that person was rude to me or whatever, and file official complaint with TikTok, and boom, your account is canceled out. Definitely, all depends on what that 12-year-old kid happens to go and say. Is what is based on too as well. And definitely, but no, I'm not like those ones that I don't kick them out of the room. The only time I ever kick people out of my live streams is if they're getting too bad to the point they're saying rude or inappropriate stuff in the comment section. But if they're just curious, asking what your pronouns are, you can answer that any which way you want, and it's your choice if you want to share them or if you don't want to share them. But no, I don't kick them out for asking that. Most people will. I don't. That kind of stuff like that, because they're probably curious. That's all. Or sometimes they may be just as well. Some people just ask to cause trouble, but then there's people that are asked because they're just curious. And generally, so they know how to address you and that kind of stuff. Like that's understandable. That is totally understandable at that. Back here, you guys see my shelf. It's all full of horror movies. Definitely. You can't even get it. Kids under 18 years of age can't even get into a movie theater. Restricted movie theater after 12 o'clock for the 12 o'clock night matinee shows, movie hour or show, without being 18 years of age, to go into a movie theater. Hunter's Cabin is no different. But they're not saying the kid can't go and buy tickets to that movie. It's just saying he or she has to be accompanied by an adult if they're under 18 years of age. It means they have to go in with adult supervision. Well, it's the same thing with live social media. It's not saying no, they can't watch. Just make sure that they have their parents around when they're watching or whatever, so it doesn't frighten them. That's all it is. Especially when when I'm changing into spooky outfits, or I'm jumping out as different characters like the King of Nightmares or Count Elvis Presley, Dracula. I go way out to a very horror movie Stephen King level. Definitely like Stephen King would. Definitely. Or Wes Craven would. Even. But yeah. So yeah, especially when some of my shows I got strobe lights going and that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, no, I've never ever. I'm not the type to discourage people from even watching. If they happen to be under 18, I always pre-say, right when I go live before the haunted house opens, everybody's welcome to come in, be respectful, be polite, don't say rude comments. If you're under 18 years of age, make sure you're watching with an adult. definitely that is of age to supervise you. So that way, if it does get frightening, like there is some shows, like I did my YouTube shows, definitely, where sometimes we have candidates, where we take them for a walk down Elm Street blindfolded in the dark with no flashlight, um, down the dark, quiet public street. Um, after midnight in the dark, yeah, that stuff gets frightening, totally. Or down a dark public pathway, past the cemetery. Yeah, that stuff gets can get frightening, uh, to anybody under the age of 18. It can. I'm not saying it always does. It just can, especially if if the person is a person with a disability. More so, yes, it'll frighten them a lot quicker. Just the Halloween season of it all, definitely. Because the fact that he's at a paranormal, supernatural, what you call, activity level. Definitely, it's no different than watching the X-Files, or no different than watching a haunting series or whatever. It's like that kind of stuff. No, it would scare them. So that's why I always say make sure that they're with somebody that can actually sit with them and explain the difference between the reality end of it and the non-reality end of it. What is real, what isn't, because it is combined by both. So basically they're also to what you call, for educational purposes, spiritual educational purposes, but so that way they actually get to see what it'd be like, on a real ghost hunt, definitely. um, More or less, even though this is just a replicacy. Now, if I took you guys into yes, I could really frighten you if I wanted to. I can take you down to Camp Northern Lights, which is a summer camp I went to in Bob Cage and Halliburton, which is in the Peterborough County area, where this haunted cabin sits. Just across the lake. Definitely from the campgrounds. Take you back through where I went through when I was initiated into Cowboys Gypsy Warriors as a 10-year-old kid, getting into the ghost story, walking through the woods with no flashlight, with blindfolded over my eyes, walking to a fucking cemetery in the dark, abandoned native cemetery in the dark. Did you think that was comfortable for me? No, it wasn't. I was shitting my pants. Totally. And then going into a cabin with no hydro, no running toilets, just an outhouse, and my tent crew all hiding, right when we got onto the overnight campus, because we were there, they were there, they were already ahead of me, and but at least, yes, I had a guide with me, guiding me through it. And then I'm hearing like spooky sounds in the dark in the woods, definitely. Coming face to face with your own spiritual demons and that kind of stuff. Yes, that can be real. Yes, I can admit that. But when it comes down to the paranormal ghost legend of it all, it's been told for generations and years. Now, it is a paranormal ghost legend that really did happen, back in 1811, between the year of 1811 to 1813. So yes, it happened during the War of 1812. Definitely, and it was a very paranormal, very scary story, today, that is told around many campfires today at summer camp. Definitely, and they were at that time they were testing it out on us. Definitely kids. When I was at the summer camp as a kid, this is the first time I ever heard it. It was way worse than Sleepy Hollow. Definitely. It definitely, but instead of having one headless horseman, you have two. You have two twin native headless headhunters, that became headless headhunters that literally murdered each other. definitely. And one guy was into one of them was into witchcraft. He was a witch, that kind of stuff like that. That kind of stuff. He knew about witchcraft, magic, that kind of stuff like that, and cursed the grounds and cursed the cabin. And then he went looking for his head or whatever, and anybody that stepped foot on the cabin premises, they would come back from the dead, like they were like serial killers. Like it was like worse than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'll tell you. Type legend. It was a very scary legend that would keep you up all hours of the night. And around this cabin, yes, you would hear the voices. Now, I guess according to the legend, when they came back as apparitions, headless apparitions or whatever, they were really, really, really powerful and dangerous. But over the generations, they found that with the apparitions are still haunts the cabin today, they're not as dangerous as they were in 1813 when they came back. All it is just disturbing haunting sounds and shadow sightings and aberration sightings, close encounters, and you can actually hear them threaten you, definitely. Like in a very what you call very spooky whisper. That I won't really share too much until Halloween time, and definitely is the real legend of it. But I kind of, when I did the replicacy of it, I twisted stuff around. I put like I kind of to make so it doesn't scare a lot of people too much. I added in music material and that kind of stuff like that. Or normally it would frighten the hell right out of you. Totally will frighten the hell right out of you. So I was able to, for the haunted house, I kind of changed stuff around, more or less. Literally do what everybody else does, work the original stuff break it into like a musical, here and there, that kind of stuff like that, to take the fear down a bit, definitely, to make it less scary, and some of the characters keeping them the same. With the haunted fireplace, I do the voices and that kind of stuff like that, because I remember how it was told and everything else like that, how spiritually it was told, and its history, totally. But yeah, it was again, the haunted house is just all in fun, that kind of stuff like that. Not to be taken seriously, definitely. And generally at that, but that is the way the legend was actually told to me, by the original. But I only shared, especially when we have the what you call the paranormal supernatural gypsy ghost legend corner, that kind of stuff like that around Halloween time. Yes, I don't go into too much detail about the original story. I kind of give you kind of the outlines. Definitely. So again, with it being social media, I leave some parts out, definitely. But I replicate everything in the background, like kind of decorate it like an actual what a cabin would look like, with the lantern. I can get batteries for that lantern too as well. The way it would have been like back those days. But yeah, I could have took you right back to the real haunted location, and you'd see things flying around in the background. Definitely. And the replicants I have too. Yes, sometimes some people swear that they can. Every time I do these shows, yes, something spiritual does show up on the camera for real. Flies around in the background, but it's frightening a bit, but it's not as frightening. Definitely. It's not really harmful. In generally, it is just basically just tormenting you than anything. But no, it is not as at a very dangerous level like it would have been in 1813 at the real cabin. Even the hauntings that go on today at the real cabin, they're just disturbing sounds. That's all they are today. They're noticing. So yes, in a way, it's still strong and powerful, but it is not as dangerous like it would have been in 1813 when the brothers first come back. Um, and that kind of stuff like that, and terrorizing the campgrounds and cutting off these ghost apparitions going around cutting off heads. Um, Definitely, way the story talks about. um, Definitely, but today it's told around a lot of many campfires. A lot of campers tell around their summer campfires and everything else like that to give each other a good, a good horror movie scare. Definitely. That's why I said if it ever became a horror movie, oh yeah, Hollywood would love something like that. I tell you, it would be something that would make the big bucks in the box office. Definitely. Because people, there's horror movie fans, they buy up that stuff quicker. Definitely. To see that kind of stuff. Definitely. Because that's the kind of stuff that goes viral. That is the kind of stuff that makes the money. In the Hollywood industry, in the horror movie industry. Maybe they probably get no, I keep emotional to do it. If Hunter's Cabin even came out to be an actual horror movie, definitely I was thinking, yeah, they should get like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Kevin Hart together again, and they can be both the two headless headhunters, twin brother headless headhunters cutting each other's heads off. Definitely, they did enough of that in Jumanji almost. I think Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, wanted to take off Kevin Hart's head in Jumanji. Would be a kids movie. He couldn't do it, but if he had the chance, he probably would, because he wouldn't shut up. Definitely, no, that's just some sense of humor. But no, I'm not giving any Hollywood any ideas or in that kind of stuff, or Disney Spook House any ideas. Definitely, because they did Children of the Corn, and look how frightening it is. Definitely. That kind of stuff like that. If he's still around today, Father Bill Maloney, he is the one that told the story to me when I was a kid. And it scared the crap right out of me. Definitely. And he did an awesome, I'm grateful he scared the crap out of me because I tell you, that story gave me a wake up call. It gave me one kick in the ass, I'll tell you, when I was a kid. I didn't sleep for months. I tell you, after hearing that kind of a story, I'll tell you. He totally scared the shit right out of me. Totally. And then I was dumb enough to go back to the same camp the year after, in 1990. I'll tell you. Oh man, wasn't I not a sucker for punishment? Definitely. But yeah, I'm so glad he did scare the crap out of me. Totally. But yeah, but all that fear in me kind of broke out of me when I went into Army Cadets and Air Cadets. Definitely. It just vanished. It left. I had grown out of it. That kind of stuff. And look at me now. I can watch horror movies. It don't bother me. That kind of stuff like that. But again, it brought me out to being a horror movie fan. It got me interested in that kind of a story. Got me interested, even though it was based on true paranormal historical legend that really happened. Got me interested into the horror movie industry or the paranormal stuff. Watching the paranormal shows, Files. It got me into watching horror movies like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, stuff to do with Chucky, Silent Hill. Stuff my mother would never let me watch. Definitely. That she was overprotective, that she would never ever let me watch. I tell you, she passed on in 2017, but I tell you, she's probably spinning in her crosser and in here, saying, "Yeah, he didn't listen." But yeah, so now I've got a big collection back to horror movies. I got a filing cabinet for horror movies. I tell you, I'm like Netflix full of movies. Watching it on Netflix. I tell you, I'm like, if you want to call me the queen of cinema, definitely over here. Definitely. But this is why I said, like, I got everything galore, like back here, like that big brown filing cabinet full of horror movies. I got comedy too as well. So now when I watch a horror movie, I break it off with a kid's cartoon, or I break it off before I go to bed with a comedy. So that way the horror movie's not gonna keep playing in my head. Definitely. Um, that way I can actually sleep at night. Definitely. That's the number one key. Um, and definitely. Um, but yeah. Um, so yeah, so any new horror movies, even some of the newer ones, gross ones come out, I can sit back and watch them and they don't bother me. Um, oh yeah, even if I had the opportunity and got asked to audition to go try out to 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 um, to star in a role, opportunity to go act in a horror movie, I go for it. Yeah, I jump to it. Not a problem. I'll be like, hey, hook me up. Definitely. I my luck. If I was fortunate enough to pass the auditions for it, oh yeah. And I got a role in a horror movie, oh yeah, man, I would be able to handle it. Not a problem. Today, but in 1989 or 1990, no, I would not have been able to handle it because the way I was going on, the way the story freaked me out. I tell you, I was totally. Um, Everybody thought they were in the middle of a horror movie. Uh, they couldn't handle me. I remember that. I was like going there. I was going nuts. Especially with the actual sounds and close encounters that I really heard and saying nobody believed me that I ever seen those. Definitely. I thought that Bill Maloney believed me, but all the other kids, no, they didn't. They didn't believe me for a hole in the freaking ground. Definitely. But yeah. But yeah, I remember those days too. And there's a lot of kids that I remember meeting because they came from all over the Peterborough area, even the small towns outside of Peterborough, Ontario. So that I think, yes, I think that's, yeah. She's younger than me, but she's 27. But I'm 40. Like she was probably younger, but I was older. But I think that's where we might have crossed paths. That's probably where I might have met Eve before she became Eve. Um, Definitely is at Camp Northern Lights. If I remember correctly, I think that's where we were at the same camp session together. But she, before she had changed genders over from male to female. Definitely, but back those days, I met her in a different, like I said, a different life format. And I think she was the one that pissed on my stuffed skunk, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Definitely. Because I had a stuffed skunk, and I think she was teasing me. Um, then, and she took it away from me, and she pissed on it. Um, I now I remember who she is. Yes. That's probably why she's sitting there on Instagram laughing and smirking. That's okay. So she slowly is she does have a good memory. Um, Definitely and that's probably where we probably crossed paths or met. Um, Definitely before she ended up going to Montreal and that, going to Montreal and that kind of stuff like that too. So yeah, we met as kids, definitely. But yeah, I was always older, but she was younger. Um, Definitely, that was a different life form though. That was before she transitioned to who she is today. Um, Definitely, and I'm using that in a proper pronoun, so that way it's respecting her and that kind of stuff like that. So, um, Yeah, so that's where yes, that's where she's that now I remember that's where I met her. Um Also there or probably in my cadet days, definitely. Um that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, she probably does remember me. That kind of stuff like that. But with social media platforms and that, because not everybody uses the real name, um it's kind of she's probably just trying to picture okay T plane, but she's not familiar with the Gypsy Rover part. She probably is, but doesn't remember that was my summer camp nickname that they all gave me. Um, she's probably forgot about that part of it, but yeah, but yeah, she probably yeah, because that uh, I remember that's those days. That was we were put we were in the same tent. This was before she transitioned from male to female. That kind of stuff, and I'm putting that in a very respectful way, and that kind of stuff. That's why I said I met him in a different life format than she is today, which is okay, and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'm halfway there myself, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail about that. My lifestyle, anyways. Uh, um, but yeah, um, but yeah, I remember having a stuffed skunk, and she pissed on it because she was pissed off because I kept the whole tent awake because the story scared the shit out of me. Um, but where was her mother instincts then when I needed them? But that's okay. I just put that down as just a bit of a sense of humor and that kind of stuff. I'm smiling and winking, so um, don't take me seriously on that one. Definitely. Um, oh yeah, she was a bully in those days. She pissed on my stuffed skunk. I remember that. Maybe she remembers that. Maybe she does too. It's hard to say. She does have a good memory at some point. That was probably before she became a good musician. And I've never heard her music, but I hear some people have heard her, seen her perform, or heard her perform, um, and the kind of stuff like that too. And I think too she was making fun of the name that I called it because she remembered me calling it Stinky. Definitely. Um, that's why I said I haven't seen a lot of these kids since we were at summer camp together. Um, you know, and that. But back those days, um, you know, um, before their transitioning days, if the ones that were like her went through transitioning to become who she is today, that kind of stuff like that. Back back then, that it was different, totally different. But like I said, a lot of the ones I went to summer camp with back those days, I haven't seen them for years. I had no clue where they all went to today. They all scattered around today at different places, or even we went when we went to cadets together. Um, Definitely, because and even in the small towns, they came into Peterborough for cadets and that kind of stuff too as well. Um, you know, um, we again that's I was one of the older cadets, and she was probably one of the younger ones at the time. That was probably before she went through transitioning from male to female, that kind of stuff like that. Come out to be who she is today. Um, and that kind of stuff like that. I've been following her on Instagram. I am enjoying her live videos and that. She always makes people laugh. I guess that's what I miss. She always did in those days too. Before she came out to be a she. That kind of thing. But yes, now I'm picturing it where we met, where we crossed paths. You again, those days. But yeah, it was funny because we were still friends, but she was getting annoyed because I kept the whole tent up, and I was waking her, disturbing her from her sleep, and yeah, she wanted to get even with me for having the nightmares from the campfire ghost legend, and she pissed all over my stuff skunk, definitely, because I used to call it Stinky, and she would never live it up. She never live it up. She used to tease me over it. Definitely, I remember those days. And then we met up again when we got old enough for cadets. She still went on about it. Definitely, I remember that. So yes, now I remember who she is now. But that kind of stuff like that. So I know a couple times, but yeah. She just hasn't seen my nickname for a while since our summer camp days. But yeah. And that when she was eligible for her sessions. But yeah. But yeah, so yeah, well, Stinky had a good bath, anyways. He was in my mom's basement in a box of stuff too, and she had a flood, and before she died, he got washed away in a flood. He got ruined. He had to be thrown out. Definitely. That kind of in some old box of toys I used to have when I was a kid. Anyways, she probably watch sit and watch my YouTube channel. Get a good laugh at it because I know she is on YouTube as well. But yeah, I haven't seen her for years before she became a female. So this is what I said. So we were kids at summer camp as kids. So like I said, yeah, she was always that's about it. She was always younger. And that kind of stuff like that too as well. But yeah, yeah, it's all coming back to me. Remembering and that kind of stuff like that. So, but yeah, but if I went down to visit my cousin in person in Montreal, and I passed her on the street, yeah, she would remember me. She would yes, would remember who I am, definitely. It's harder to picture people on the internet, that kind of stuff like that, because you're hiding behind a social media screen, and especially now when I'm changing sunshades, that kind of stuff like that. Combing my hair, I got long hair now, that kind of stuff like that. I did then too, but always had glasses, but and that kind of stuff like that. But of course, everybody on social media goes by nicknames, that kind of stuff like that. And she probably doesn't remember the nickname. She probably forgot about the nickname, but it's probably just coming back to her and cluing in and that kind of stuff like that. So that's okay. It takes her a little while, but if I was down visiting, if we went in the pandemic and I was down in Montreal visiting my cousin Tony, and I passed her on, and I boarded the subway, and she see me on the subway or the metro system, yeah, automatically she would remember who I am, definitely. And she'd be shocked. She'd remember me, definitely. if she actually seen me in person. Because my cousin lives down there, so or I passed her on the street down there. I was there before, a couple of years back, definitely. Before I got married and that kind of stuff like that, I was down there with some friends of mine and that kind of stuff. And we were down there visiting my cousin, that kind of stuff like that. We just happened to bang into him. And we were on the subway and that kind of stuff like that too, the metro, underground metro system. That was the year when Ontario had the big blackout, and Montreal, Quebec was stealing all the hydro. all the lights went out in the dark here in Ontario, Canada. Oh, but in Montreal, Quebec, oh boom, they all had hydro. Here we are on the metro system, and everybody here in Ontario was in the dark. It was 2011. Big Ontario blackout, 7-day blackout. And Montreal, Quebec was the only provinces stuck there with still had all the hydro. They're still running the metro system, and the rest and all of Ontario was all blacked out. Same with out west. Something happened in the States, or something that one of the main hydro circuits got hit. Something like that. Towers got hit or something like that to do with the hydro. They put all of Ontario out and put all the western provinces out of hydro for 7 days. It was so nasty, but it didn't affect Montreal, Quebec. And I was in Montreal, Quebec visiting that year in 2011. No, not 2011. Sorry, before it. Before then, sorry. What was it? Was it 2011? No, it wasn't 2011. It was 2000 and if I remember correctly, I got it marked down on the back one of the pictures. Yes, I think no, I got married in 2006. No, so it would have been before. Yes, it would have been before that. It was back in 2000 and 2000 and before I even came out here the first time. It was the same time I was in the Orange Lodge when I was eligible for it. What was it? Back in what was 2002? Sorry, yes, 2002. 2001, 2002, around there. I was down there. That was one of it. Well, there was. So I had got my days mixed up. Because my long memory went out. I had a couple injuries and that kind of stuff like that too as well. Since I got married and that kind of stuff like that. I don't know with a couple of roommates I had at one point, but not one ounce of not new. But yeah. So I had to back. Sometimes my memory flashes back too quickly, but yes, it was 2002, 2002, 2003. Was the right Pacific? Yes, was the right Pacific year I was down there, definitely. And ow! I hate that motherfucking thing. It always falls. Oh boy. But yeah, it was 2002 because I remember I took pictures down there from the mount and that kind of stuff like that. And I ran out of film because my cousin Tony, I ran into him a couple times down there, and we couldn't get a good picture of each other because one, he don't like having his picture taken. He's a hermit. Two, I had ran out of film. and I was only working with those disposable cameras. That once they fill up, you got to pay them to go have them sent away to be developed, and they have to cut them open. And I still have a couple here that have to be developed that haven't been developed for years. Definitely, I don't think they do those style anymore, since everything now is all digital cards, SD cards, that kind of stuff like that too as well. But yeah, but those friends I went down with, I moved out of Peterborough a long time ago. Came up this way 2010. Yes, I came back to Wyerton 2010, 2011. After my confirmation classes. in 2008. And I had come back out this way. Bad mistake. But other than that, my main goal was moving to Montreal, Quebec myself. But never happened because in 2005, my dad had to stop me and introduce me to this way, to a town that hates my fucking guts to begin with. So every time I leave here, I always end up back here. I never got to go where I wanted to move to. Down to be with my cousin and that kind of stuff. Because I'm a city person. I'm not really a small. I'm not a little small town bitch person. If you want to put it that way, I hate these small towns with a passion. They're too fucking nosy. Definitely, anybody that used to live in a small town would know what I'm talking about. Definitely, I'm more of a city person myself. Definitely, always have been. But yeah, this is all I can afford right now, and this is where I got comfortable. And the other way didn't happen for me like I thought it would have, especially after my mom died, because I couldn't talk my wife into going down that direction. So she wanted to be close to her mom, and I can understand that, and I totally respect that. So I gave the option: does she wanted to come here, or did she want to go down there? I would have loved to see her go down there, because I tell you, she did, just city transit, everything else like that. Closer, you get around. There's an underground metro system, but yeah. Oh no, my wife my wife, she's a fair size. She'll cause a train collision. I forgot about that. Definitely will be held up for 5 hours. Definitely, and the conductor wondering what the hell happened. Yes, I know those metro systems. You got to be quick on getting on and off. It's not like a city bus where you can pedal around, because the doors are on a timer. And hey, Lady Godiva, if you don't get off in time, splash, you're squished like a cockroach. You ain't getting out. You're going for a ride of your life. Right through the underground tunnel. Because even their speed is, and their slow down timing, and their speed up timing is all on a timer. It's all by a push a button, not a steering wheel. It's all digital. Same with the one in Toronto now. It's all digital shit. All the conductor does is presses a button to open the doors, and it's on a timer. So you really have to be quick on boarding and then getting off. You only have so much time. There is a time clock that actually dings if you're too slow getting on or off. You got to be quick with those things, definitely, because they're really quick to shut the doors. They're at a very, very, what you call, very fast pace, definitely, because I know Toronto's got a bunch of those too. They're part of the CTC or whatever they call it, underground metro system, transit system. They're very quick. You could get your leg caught in them, and you get those doors squishes your leg because you're not on the train quick enough. You come out with a broken leg. Definitely. They're very quick, and they're on a timer. So by the time the conductor pushes the button, they automatically run on its own timer. So that's why you have to be quick, because it's not like a city bus where the bus driver can control the door. Can reopen the door and reshut the door. With the metro system, they can't. Once they open the door closes, will close automatically on it. Open and shut, close on its own once they press the button. They really can't. They can't really control. Can't really control the door. The door is going to open and shut on its own. Definitely, very quickly. So that's why you got to know the proper timing of boarding it and then getting off of it. Definitely. Um, that kind of stuff, and even the train itself is on a timer. Um, on its a slow down point, stop points, and then quickly starts up again. It's all on a timer. He's not being controlled by a steering wheel like a city bus would be, or a streetcar would be. Those are the only difference. They're more electronically nice but annoying. Um, Definitely at that. But yeah. But I am I'm remembering people that I've seen on social media that I'm starting to reconnect with. I remember from my childhood and that kind of stuff like that. I didn't think they were still around. And definitely, even though they've changed today or they're different today compared to on how I met them, um, definitely that is okay. It's expected of anyways because those that again it is all it's what they call a generational change. Um, Different generations do change after a while. And see, this is what was explaining to my wife is generations. She doesn't believe me. She doesn't believe me that the generations change. The people that she might have known when she was in high school, um, definitely are not going to be the same as on how she met them. So now some will, um, but over time, because if she hasn't seen them for so many years, yes, they would have changed. Some have stayed the same. Might be all stayed the same as being all right type of people, but some might have changed to the worst. Or some of the ones the worst could have changed to the good, but some of the good could have changed the worst to the bad. They could have came out with problems or whatever. And generally, because times change so quickly. That kind of stuff like that too as well. So people like she doesn't blame me. People always will change, especially if you haven't seen them for years. It is kind of weird, especially if you haven't seen them for decades or for years, definitely, or even haven't seen them since your childhood years. That's why I said there's a lot of people like that too that I met my child days, like I was mentioning, um, that I haven't seen for years, definitely in person for years, and they've actually they over the years they've changed. Um, change they changed a lot. They've changed in their appearance, the way they dress, the way they look, that kind of stuff like that, which is okay, which is expected of. Some might uh, have have some of the good ones probably have changed to the bad or stayed all right, stayed good. Some didn't don't always, definitely. That's what I explained to my wife is that people don't stay the same. Um, they change over the years. Um, Indefinitely. Um, and that kind of stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, but so yes, I am starting to remember people from my childhood that I met when we were children, and that kind of stuff like that I haven't seen for years. And it's good to see how they're or how or it's good to see today on just by seeing them in social media platforms, and you can actually see the changes and how good they look today, um, compared to or definitely compared to how they would have looked like when we were children, definitely. um, so they did, a lot of them have done well for themselves, which I'm very happy to see and very proud to see them, um, how they improved themselves or how well they're doing for themselves today compared to when we were kids. Definitely. Um, that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of sugar level low. I think my sugar level was low for a bit, and I didn't know it. Definitely. I'm not a diabetic or nothing like that. It's just I just kind of drink the pop to boost my what you call my um, what you call my oh, what was it? My sugar level up a bit. Definitely. But now, yes, now I'm replicating that Hunter's Cabin story and telling it a different way. But kind of made it into replica and use replica, put it into replicacy, and I figured, hey, why not use modern technology and put some type of background music to it, turn it into like one of the, like a Rocky Horror Picture type thing. Um, might as well to take down the frightening end of it, to change and twist it around. Definitely. Um, not bad for a haunted house, I'll tell you. So it can be a little frightening, but not too frightening. Definitely. Um, I don't know if I'll be able to do much of that this year, being back on YouTube or whatever. TikTok, oh yes, it went well, but the haters still got in there last year. That kind of stuff. That kind of sucks. Um, and then now we're not doing anything wrong, and we're all being battle banned on TikTok. So but it's good because we've gone. It's encouraged us to go to Instagram, back to YouTube here, to Bigo. Also to Bigo, yeah, oh yeah, Bigo. I can crank up the tunes on Bigo, not a problem. They love it. And that kind of stuff like that too as well. But who knows? I don't know. I may sit back at my night relaxed. Oh, talking about Hunter's Cabin. Now I'm in the mood to watch Sleepy Hollow. Here's how we go. Definitely. Hopefully I break it off with something like Free Willy afterwards. Definitely. I only have two. I only have two Free Willy movies. I don't have them all yet. I used to have them all, but stupid me. Before moving out this way, boarding the bus, they all didn't get on there. Definitely, I had a bag full of movies, and the one bag of movies, of course, my wife left it on the platform. Didn't get on the bus. Left a bag, $100 worth, $200 worth of movies in a gym bag at the bus station in Toronto, out of all places. So somebody was in New Glory, found a bag of movies, and probably took them to the local pawn shop in Toronto and made $250 off of them. Definitely $200, $250 worth of weed. Oh shit! Some homeless bum probably did, if he was smart enough or whatever. Definitely, just because my wife was dumb enough to leave it on the platform when we changed the bus because we had an hour layover. Because when I got out here, I was missing a bag of movies. I remember that when we hit Owen Sound, and we were living with her mom for a while before we got into our own before we got our first apartment on Claude Street, and then we ended up moving back in with her mom for a while, and then we finally got this place. Definitely, but yeah, I knew when I moved here, I was missing a bag of movies. definitely DVD Blu-rays. I'll tell you, some good titles, some old titles too that I can't get anymore. But yeah, never travel with my wife. I'll tell you, she's always leaving something behind. If it is not a bag full of underwear, it's a bag full of movies. Definitely. And then she shows up with an location with no underwear. Never fails. Totally. That's why I don't travel with her. Definitely. Next time I travel when we go back to traveling, okay? I travel alone. Where I know I'm in charge of everything. And I know I'm not stupid enough to leave nothing behind. Definitely. Because that kind of stuff like that, even just visiting, I tell you, I wouldn't trust you to transport nothing. Definitely. Even if she was a funeral director, I wouldn't even trust her with a hearse with a body in it. She'd probably lose it somewhere. Roll out of the back of the hearse and roll down the street. You wouldn't know it, and she end up to the burial site with no body, no casket, no body, just an empty hearse. That would be funny, definitely. All up here about Paul Bearers get out of the limos. Oh, where did the body and casket go? Oh, we don't have to worry about burying it now. I just rolled down Burford Street. Sorry. It went the other direction. Went its own way. Definitely. Stupid people get all the best jobs. You ever notice that? Totally. But that gives you guys a bit of a sense of humor moment, guys. Definitely on a little bit of taste of what you call some comedy humor, guys. You're going to see on Canada Day. Definitely stand-up comedy. I'm not even standing up right now, I tell you. That's what I said. It just comes to me, or at times the comedy it's just natural, just flies off my tongue totally. Let it have a mind of its own, definitely. But yeah, but yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. And if I've got time tonight, I will try to go Instagram, definitely for bed again. I'm actually enjoying that. Sorry about that, guys. But I hope you guys are feel free to excuse me, feel free to join on in and follow and that kind of stuff too as well. Like, share, and that kind of stuff like that. So thank you guys for tuning on in, and have a great day. Bye for now.